What's up, guys? So this is pretty ridiculous, but you're going to like this. So I went to see a hypnotist a couple of years ago because I wanted to solve a few of my anxieties, personal problems. Basically, he taught me how I could completely reprogram my mind. And I was also at the time going out and talking to women, going out, trying to get numbers, didn't go anywhere, got blown out all the time. Everyone told me it was a numbers game. Turns out it's not a numbers game. You can basically trigger attraction in a woman very, very quickly if you know what you're doing. So I studied MK Ultra, I studied Ericksonian hypnosis and a number of other things. Saw this fat guy called Steve P who was doing this. This is fucking wild. So essentially, hypnotic language patterns come down to the following. Embedded commands. Essentially, a manipulator who's trying to hypnotize you might embed their commands within their speech subtly. So, for example, they might say, you might find yourself feeling more comfortable around me. And then what they've done is they've actually embedded feeling more comfortable in there. And what that does is it triggers the emotion of comfort inside the mind because they've embedded the feeling within the language. Then there's anchoring. So essentially you establish the anchor, someone presents an idea to you and they anchor that idea to a particular hand gesture or even tapping, right? So if I say something like, this idea is going to work really well. After enough times of me tapping on the table and saying what I'm saying, all I need to do is tap on the table and you're already going to have that same feeling of this idea going well embedded in your mind just from the tapping alone. So that's anchoring. Then you've got vague language. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I just want to give you guys the source code, the value, but essentially making vague statements. You know, some people find that spending time with me brings them peace of mind, right? And then obviously it doesn't provide any evidence. It doesn't provide any use cases or any empirical data to back it up. But some people find that spending time with me brings them peace of mind. What now happens is they associate that vague language with you of finding peace of mind when they're around you. I'm not going to get into the other ones, but essentially there's fractionation, which is the emotional roller coaster, how to take someone on an emotional roller coaster. You might have heard of push-pull, very, very similar, but much more strategic, much more technical. Trance induction, Milton model language, this was Milton Erickson, and pacing and leading. So I have essentially found out that if you combine these language patterns, you can in 3 minutes trigger desire, and it is just ridiculous. You can go out and be talking to a woman that usually would make you feel intimidated, and you might still get that anxiety, but in 3 minutes you can have her attention and have her desire just by combining this in the model that I've created. So I was going to just like throw this out because I thought it was hilarious, but then I realized that this was actually probably quite a good business model. So I wanted to make some money out of it and help a load of guys as well. So you guys are going to like this. You can get it for $1 at the moment. I just wanted to say, fuck it, get as many people on as possible. And there's a load of other stuff that I've set up as well. I've got a big community. So these guys are all using these techniques as well in the community. You're welcome to stay for that. Or if you just want it for $1, do your worst.